Alex Bowman is back this weekend, at least a week earlier than originally expected. And it sounds like the Camaro is not leaving NASCAR anytime soon either. Two big stories dropping at the same time, and both of them are worth talking about. Before we get into it, welcome to NASCAR Hub. Hit that like button and subscribe. We are pushing hard for 1,000 subscribers, and if you live and breathe NASCAR every single week, you are exactly where you need to be. Let's get into it. So, let's start with the big one. Hendrick Motorsports announced this morning that Alex Bowman has been medically cleared to return to racing. He will race this weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway. Bowman said in a statement, "It's been tough being out of the car, but we all wanted to make sure I was 100% ready before returning. I feel really good and I'm excited about being at the track with my team and getting back to racing." Now, HMS said that he drove a street car at a private racetrack this week. He also participated in pit stop practice and did some sim work before eventually getting medically cleared. All the right boxes checked. But here is the thing. Bristol Motor Speedway seems like an extreme place to make your return. Short straightaways, a lot of time planted in the corner, high banks, tight radius. That is not exactly a gentle reintroduction to racing. But here is why it actually makes sense. Bristol has been one of Alex Bowman's better racetracks. He has led laps in the last 4 Bristol Cup Series races, a couple of poles in there too. And over the last couple of years at Bristol, Bowman ranks among the best in the entire series in average running position. So while it may look extreme from the outside, for Bowman specifically, he may actually be super comfortable this weekend. And that comfort level matters a lot for a guy coming back from a health situation. Now let's talk about where his season stands, because it is not great right now. Bowman missed the last 4 Cup Series races. He also got out of the car before the end of the race at COTA. So really, that is 5 straight races where Bowman basically did not score any points. Right now, he is last in points, 144 points out of 16th, with 19 races to go in the regular season. For him to point his way into the chase picture, he would need to average roughly 8 points gained on the cut line per week. That is a tall task, especially if you are not winning races. Winning does pay an additional 15 points that it did not pay last year. So if he can win 3 or 4 races, maybe he could eat into that gap quickly. But Bowman has not had a multi-win Cup season since 2021, 5 years ago, so that seems unlikely. And honestly, I think for a lot of people on this team, the chase isn't really the goal right now anyway. The goal is just to perform, to get comfortable behind the wheel again, to build positive momentum, and to put together a season that shows what this team can actually do when healthy. Remember, this 48 team has a lot of new faces this year, new engineers, new road crew. Other than the driver, the crew chief, and the spotter, a lot has changed. These are guys who could be auditioning for their next role. Maybe that is still with Hendrick, maybe it is somewhere else, but the pressure is real on both sides. Now here is something worth noting. Bowman is top 10 all-time in Hendrick Motorsports Cup wins. This guy is no slouch. He may not have lived up to the Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott hype, but he has been consistently a chase contender when healthy. Ally Financial has supported him. He has shown he can win races. There are plenty of reasons for Hendrick to keep Alex Bowman on board, and I would not be surprised at all to see him get re-signed for at least another short-term deal. But right now, the goal is simple. Get back out on the racetrack Sunday, have a clean, comfortable afternoon at Bristol, and go forward from there. Now let's flip the page, because while we are on the topic of Hendrick, and Hendrick is Chevrolet's flagship NASCAR team, there have been some really interesting real-world headlines around Chevrolet and the future of the iconic Chevy Camaro. The Chevy Camaro, the real street car people can actually buy, was discontinued in recent years, but according to a new report from Automotive News that has been picked up by other outlets, the Chevy Camaro could return as early as 2027. General Motors plans to introduce to the U.S. market a Buick sedan built on the same platform underpinning the next-generation Cadillac CT5 and Chevrolet Camaro. And then Mike Joy from Fox Sports tweeted this. He said Chevy met with their dealers in Las Vegas, not journalists, and showed them a car that they will race in NASCAR in the future. No timeline for a public announcement given. Let that sink in for a second. Chevy showed dealers a car they will race in NASCAR, and nobody outside that room knows exactly what it is yet. Now here is the context that makes this even more interesting. There was chatter this offseason about the real-world Camaro being discontinued. The question was, hey, Chevy is changing their body. Are they even allowed to keep the Camaro in NASCAR? Because NASCAR wants the race cars to replicate real-world cars that are actively in production. Chevy was able to find a loophole for now. They said, well, we are still selling an accessories kit for our real-world Camaro ZL1, so that is what our Cup Series modifications are meant to replicate. Smart move, but a temporary one. Going forward, if these reports are true, we could see a brand new Chevy Camaro both on the street and on the racetrack in the next few years. And it is worth pointing out how in flux the entire automotive space is right now. Ram said they were axing the Hemi, then brought it back. Dodge brought back at least one of the Charger and Challenger, Chevy potentially with the Camaro, electric vehicles in and out of conversations everywhere. It is all over the place, and some of that chaos is absolutely trickling down into the motorsports world. So what is the new NASCAR Chevy actually going to be? The report from Mike Joy is vague. It just says they showed dealers a car they will race in NASCAR. It does not say what type. Maybe it is the new Camaro. Maybe they resurrect the Impala or the Monte Carlo. Maybe it's a switch to Cadillac, though that seems unlikely given Cadillac is making their whole F1 push right now. Chevy and NASCAR makes too much sense to walk away from. But Chevy fans, drop it in the comments. What are you hoping for? What are you expecting from Chevrolet and NASCAR in the coming years? Let's hear it. Now, before we get out of here, let's talk about Bristol this weekend, because I was looking at the entry lists and I did not realize just how many Cup Series stars are racing in the Craftsman Truck Series tomorrow night. Look at these names. Corey Haim is back in the 1. Ricky Stenhouse with Nice Motorsports, Chase Briscoe in the Tricon, Kyle Busch back in the 7, Ross Chastain, Christopher Bell, Daniel Suarez, Carson Hocevar. That is more than half a dozen Cup Series drivers, a lot of Cup Series race winners in that field. Now, NASCAR is allowing Cup drivers to make an additional 3 Truck and O'Reilly Series starts this year, so this could be some of those drivers taking advantage of that. And honestly, from time to time, this is actually a good thing, because it gives the young regulars of those series a real chance to see where they measure up. How good is Lane Riggs? How good is Chandler Smith? How do they stack up against the Kyle Busches and Chase Briscoes of the world? That is a meaningful test. And Kyle Busch at Bristol in a competitive truck, has a chance to remind everyone just how good he is at this track, how he owns this place, at least historically. That is something to watch tomorrow night. And Corey Haim, he's not a Cup Series driver, but he might as well be. He has a chance at a huge bonus check if he can win this race Friday night, something else to keep a close eye on. A lot going on this weekend. Alex Bowman back in the 48, the Camaro future suddenly looking very interesting, and a stacked truck field at Bristol tomorrow night. Now, I want to hear from you. Are you glad to see Alex Bowman back? And do you think he can still salvage his 2026 season? And what do you think the new Chevy NASCAR car is going to be? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk about it. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button and subscribe to NASCAR Hub. We're just getting started and we want you along for every single lap. Thanks for watching. See you at Bristol.